The first thing you're going to want to do is build a new world. I always put the version number after the title so that I know what version I'm logging into. For example, if you're using Minecraft 1.8, you'd put in 1.8. If you're using 1.9, you'd put in 1.9. I'm using 1.11. Now, the next thing we do is we go over here and we select Turn Cheats On. This is important because you might need to go into creative mode. Even if that's not your original intent, it might be something you want to do for whatever reason, so you might as well enable cheats. Oh, look at that, I spawned right next to a village. Anyhow, the first thing you want to do is go gather some wood. You shouldn't need more than to knock down 8 trees, but you should knock down at least 4. Oh, look at this, we found some giant trees. Each one of these is equal to about 4 trees. Anyhow, let's knock these down, and the first thing we're going to do after we get a few blocks is we're going to build ourselves a crafting table, and we're going to build a wooden axe so we can chop down the other trees a little bit faster. Now that we gathered ourselves enough wood to do us for a while, it's time to go build a pickaxe so that we can start digging for some cobblestone and gather some of it. And now that we found ourselves some cobblestone, we can build some stone tools. And now that we have stone tools, it's time to run around and find every animal we see and just kill it, because we're going to need it to meat, and we're going to need wool from sheep, and so on. Now, I'm lucky. I spawn next to a lot of animals. You might have to run around for a little bit, but the point is, run around and look for some animals and kill as many as you see before the sun goes down. Now that the sun is going down, we need to dig ourselves a little cubby hole that we can sleep in and be safe from the monsters. A lot of people make the mistake of trying to build a really nice looking house out of all the wood they gathered, but that's a huge waste. Don't try building anything fancy until you have a ton of resources. When you first start the game, your focus should be on survival. You have to, like I said, kill those animals and get food. And the easiest way to get shelter isn't to build one, it's just to dig straight into a mountain and put a door on the entrance. Let's dig this area out a little bit more so we have some room to work with. Now here's something a lot of people don't know. You can actually make charcoal out of wood like this. You just use wood to burn wood. But it can't be planks, it has to be raw wood, if that makes any sense. Raw. Unprocessed. And now that I got my food all cooked up, I'm going to make a little bit more charcoal. Boy, I tell you what, I should have made this area a lot deeper underground so I wouldn't have to hear all those monsters and animals making all that sound above us. Now that we got our little base set up, it's time to start digging underground for resources. I suggest building a stairway down as far as you can go. Oh, look at that, we found some iron. Now we can build some iron tools. We just came upon a cavern. Now I would jump down there and explore because that's how you find a lot of really good resources. However, I have no armor and there's liable to be a lot of monsters down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig around it and just continue building my staircase in a straight down fashion. Okay, so I ran out of torches. I'm going to have to turn around and go back up and make some more charcoal so I can make more torches. But I'm actually going to go outside and chop down some trees so that I can make more charcoal. And then we shall return. And we have returned. Oh, look at this. We done hit bedrock. We're at the bottom. And look at this. Here's coal right here. I went out there and chopped all those trees down to make charcoal, and we were just a few blocks away from all this coal. Talk about ironic. Okay, now that we're down at the bottom of the game, let's start digging some tunnels. And this is how we're going to do it. We're going to dig approximately 50 blocks out. So if you stand in front of a block and you just keep picking and you don't move, you can pick for a total of 5 blocks away from where you're standing. So we're going to pick 5 blocks out, set down a torch on our right, pick out 5 more blocks, put a torch on the right, and continue doing this until we're about something like 50 blocks, that length of a tunnel, about a 50 block tunnel. And let's just go ahead and do that for now. Okay, once you've gone about 50 blocks out, what you do is you dig a little stopway. You just dig out 3 or 4 blocks deep, something like that, and this is where all your tunnels are going to lead to. That way, when you're digging a tunnel beside this one, you'll come out at the end where you've dug a bunch of blocks out. Now when you do this, dig one tunnel beside another, you want to leave 3 blocks in between each tunnel. A lot of people do it where they leave 2 blocks between each tunnel. But it's better to do 3 blocks. You'll cover more ground faster that way. And most of the time when you find a resource like iron or coal or anything like that, it's more than 2 blocks wide. It normally is 3 blocks wide. So if you dig a tunnel every 3 blocks, well, I mean like 3 blocks between each tunnel, you will actually maximize the amount of resources you find and the amount of time you spend digging. And always put your torches on the right so you don't get confused as to where you are, because these tunnels can become very big and very long. I just wanted to make a correction. I said most resources are 3 blocks wide. No, actually they're normally 2 blocks wide, and that's why if you dig out 3 blocks across from each tunnel, any resource you didn't find on one tunnel, you're going to find on the other, since there's only 3 blocks in between them, and most resources take up 2 spaces, you'll find it on either of those 2 tunnels, if you know what I'm saying. Anytime I find a bunch of gravel like this, I pull out my shovel and I just start digging out all the gravel. It's interesting, I've actually found diamond a lot of times doing this. Well, there was no diamond, but there be gold. Well, here we are at the end of the tunnel, and time to do the same thing. Just dig out a few blocks so we have a tunnel stop area, and we'll start digging from the other side. And here we are at the end of this tunnel, and it's time to do the same thing. We have to dig out a few blocks. Diamonds! Are those really diamonds? Yes, they are. Well, we found diamonds. I also hear lava burbling, so we better be very careful because there's lava very close. Now that we've found diamonds, let's go back upstairs to our crafting table and craft a few tools. Since we have 6 diamonds, I'm going to make one axe and one pickaxe. The reason I'm making the pickaxe is so that we can dig a lot faster and we don't keep going through all of our iron picks and we're able to save up more iron. That way we can save our iron for building armor. And an axe is really good because we can chop down trees faster, but also an axe is going to be our primary weapon. And an axe a diamond axe does a lot of damage. Okay, after chopping down some trees and shifting around my inventory and doing a little bit more digging, we've dug as far as we can go down here. There's lava pretty much everywhere, so we can't continue digging our tunnels. Not at this level. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the stairs that led to this little tunnel area. I'm going to go up 5 steps, and that's going to place us 3 blocks ahead, or 3 blocks above the height of the tunnels we were digging. And we're going to dig directly over top of them. So 3 blocks beneath our feet will be the tunnels we've dug beneath ourselves. And so that's how we're going to do it. Okay, it dawns on me I forgot to do something. I have to go back downstairs and go to our tunnel stop area and dig upward so that when I'm digging this tunnel up here, instead of counting out the blocks, it's just easier to do it this way. And that way when I come to the end of the tunnel upstairs, I will actually see where the end of the tunnel downstairs is. I'll show you. So let me just go back upstairs and finish our tunnel. And here you see we come to the end of where the tunnel downstairs is. Oh my god, look at this! Diamonds! We found more diamonds! Hooray!